Hi everyone, Radhe Radhe. In this video, we're going to be doing chapter 13, verse 21, and the commentaries of this are just amazing. Both of them, I just really, really love them. And this weekend has been out of this world amazing. Just meeting all kinds of, getting all kinds of really good resources to study shastras, listen to lectures, and just meeting all kinds of amazing people. Okay, so yeah, I'm feeling very full right now. I'm feeling very happy, very peaceful, very relaxed, very touched, very loved by God. Krishna has just been sending so much. Okay, so let's do our prayers. Let's sing our prayers and then we'll sing the verse together. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Dear Krishna, thank you so much for everything that you keep giving, every moment of our lives. If we stop to think about it and just stop to observe what's happening, we can just we're able to extract so much that you're giving to us every single day. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you for giving us this verse. Thank you for giving us this motivation to actually read it, to learn from it to the best of our ability right now, and please help us deepen our learning as much as you possibly can. Okay, so let's sing the verse together. Let me put the screen. कार्यकारणकर्तृत्वे हेतुः प्रकृतिरुच्यते पुरुषः सुखदुःखानां भोक्तृत्वे हेतुरुच्यते. The translation is nature is said to be the cause of all material cause and effects. Two aspects where living entity is the cause of various sufferings and enjoyments in this world. So nature is the cause of material causes and effects. And living entity is the cause. So I'm going to read this one also. In the matter of creation, material energy is responsible for cause and effect. In the matter of experiencing happiness and distress, individual soul is declared responsible. So experiencing the happiness and distress, it's the soul, and cause and effect, it's material energy or nature is what Prabhupada has called it. Okay, so the different manifestations of the body and senses are due to material nature. Manifestations of body and senses. They arise from sensual pleasures. So basically what he's saying is that we have desire. We have certain desires, and based on these desires in our this life or next life, we're placed in this body. If we have a desire for a deer, then there's that story that that person became a deer in the next life because he loved this deer so much. If a person loves their spouse, if a wife loves a husband or a husband loves a wife, then they are placed in the body, like they become a husband, a man would become a woman in the next life or something. So I've heard stories like that. So basically whatever we desire, we will be getting a body of that. And we will also be going through the 8.4 million species of life. Once we get that, or I'm not very clear how it works exactly, but we have to go through all of those species in order to get a human body, and then we can fall back down into whichever species based on our desire, something like that. So in the spiritual, so his material happiness and distress are based on the body, not on himself as he is. So in the original state, our soul, there is only enjoyment. That is the real state. But because of the desire to lord it, we are in this material world, and in this material world, we are given a specific body. And the body is the effect of the senses. The senses are the instruments for gratifying that desire. So our if I want to eat something, I want to eat kheer or whatever, then the senses are, my tongue is this instrument for gratifying that desire to eat kheer. right? So the body and the instrument senses is offered by material nature. Okay, so the body and the senses are the nature part of it. Now where is the soul comes in? So this is according to one's desires and activities. Material nature places one in residential quarters. So we get a body based on our desires, and then we have no ability to do anything else, right? We are bound by laws of nature. I think Bhagavad Gita 3.9 talks about that. We're helplessly, or 3.5, we're helplessly, based on our gunas, we're helplessly thrown around because we cannot do anything else. So suppose an entity is put in a body of a dog, he must act like a dog. He has to. If a body is put in a body of a hog, then he's going to act like a pig, right? I mean, there's nothing else he can do. Or if a demigod, he must act according to that. So we have a certain amount of free will, but it is limited by this thing. So we have a free will within that circle, that Lakshman Rekha, so to speak, right? We have this limited sense, and then we have free will within that limited sense. So, Chaitanya Prabhu had said it in one of his lectures a long time ago. It's coming back somewhere. So, that is the law of nature, but the super soul, in all circumstances, God as Paramatma is always there with us. He's kind enough that he's always there with us, no matter where we go. Even if we go to Patal, whether we go to heaven or Patal or Goloka Vrindavan or earth or wherever, he's always there with us. So that's what he's saying, is that we have to act according to our nature, and our nature is determined by our desires, and our desires determine the body that we're going to get, which determines our natures. Okay, so then the material energy. Now here he talks about that material energy. There are 8.4 million of species, and all bodily forms are transformations of the material energy. Therefore, material energy is responsible for cause and effect. So therefore, material energy is responsible for the body and the senses, like Prabhupada said. The soul gets a body form, field of activity, kshetragya, according to the past karmas, and it identifies with the body, mind, and intellect. So the soul identifies with the body, mind, and intellect. That's also chapter 3 talks about the soul, body, mind, intellect, the hierarchy of them, 38, 39 or something verse. So thus it seeks the pleasure of the bodily senses. When the senses come in objects with a sense object, there is a pleasurable sensation, like the kheer, and coming in contact with the tongue. And therefore, and then we perceive pleasure and pain through the medium of the senses, mind, and intellect. Okay, so the world is sustained by God. So it's just, so it's basically like a dream. So because the soul, this is the crucial part here, because the soul identifies with the mind. That's why we get through the medium of the senses, mind, and intellect, because the soul identifies with the mind. That's why the soul feels the pleasure and the pain. It is the soul that's feeling the pleasure and the pain, because the soul is the one that is desiring material enjoyment, not the body, mind, senses, which I had learned before. It is the soul that wants these desires for material benefit, and it is the soul that experiences the pleasure and the pain. The mind feels it, but then the soul identifies with the mind. That's why we feel it. Okay, so that's it for this verse. We'll do chapter 13, verse 22 in the next verse video. See you next time. Wish you a day filled with lots of Krishna's grace. Radhe Radhe.